Hello, everybody. My name is Jack Baker, and today we are going to be talking a little bit about burnout in the workplace. First of all, we need to define burnout because it's a pretty broad topic. It's defined as a psychological and physiological reaction resulting from prolonged work or stress. This often leads to individual withdrawal from one's organization. This can be seen in the form of absenteeism, where you're not really showing up to work as much as you should, or tardiness. You're showing up to work, but it's not in a timely manner. This often also leads to a reduction in work quality, performance, and satisfaction. You're not happy with your work, and sometimes neither is your organization. Burnout is very common in human service jobs, which we will talk a little bit about more later. The phases of burnout, as defined by the textbook, are first, emotional exhaustion. This is an anhedonia usually caused by excessive demands in the workplace, anhedonia being one's inability to feel pleasure. The second is depersonalization. This is a general cynicism and insensitivity towards those in your workplace. This could be clients, patients that you work with, or coworkers. And this often spills over into your home life as well. You may feel an insensitivity or a lack of empathy towards your family, the people you live with. Third is low personal accomplishment. This is a frustration due to a perceived helplessness in one's employment. You might feel that your job has a dead end to it. Additionally, desired results and quality may seem unachievable to you, which continues to bog you down. So we need to talk a little bit about then what's contributing factors to worker stress, because if worker stress causes burnout, we need to understand both of those moving pieces. Worker stress is defined as a reaction to a work event that is perceived as either threatening or taxing. Some organizational sources are the work tasks or roles that one has at their job could be perceived as stressful, job ambiguity, not really knowing the length of your responsibilities or feeling confident in them. And then a lack of control in your work environment can particularly be very distressful. Some individual sources are those with a type A behavior pattern. This kind of lends itself to the lack of control in a work environment. Those with type A behavior patterns show a pretty intense drive and motivation to see results in their job. They are controlling people that want something out of their work. They want to see improvement. And when that doesn't always come, it can be incredibly distressful. Additionally, those who are just generally susceptible to stress, maybe they're high in trait anxiety, that would also lend someone to having an individual source of stress. Finally, self-efficacy, the belief that you can do what is required of you at a job. If that's low, if you don't have understanding of everything that you need to do, that is going to lend itself to be an individual source of stress. So let's talk about me now, a work-related problem that I had. I have been working as a behavior technician at a private company. A behavior technician works in the field of ABA therapy. I provide one-on-one care to those on the autism spectrum. This usually involves me doing long therapy sessions where I attempt to teach social skills through a more naturalistic setting, playing with someone and taking data in the hopes of teaching social skills. This began as a summer job, and there was less distraction since I'm not in school during the summer. But fall eventually rolled around, and I had a high client caseload, which I loved. I enjoyed the job very much. But this was also in tandem with schoolwork, which is very important. So, as someone with a type A personality and high trait anxiety, I was getting burnt out very quickly because there's a different class schedule every day and a different work schedule every day. There's not a lot of certainty in that. It gets very tiring very quickly. What does the textbook have to say about this? Recall that research stating that burnout is higher and more common among service jobs is very common. It's been shown that emotional exhaustion among social workers, measured on the Maslow Burnout Inventory, a very reputable burnout measurement system, was related to both job turnover and performance among social workers. Additionally, jobs that provide service to others cause a heavy emotional labor, which then lends itself to leading to exhaustion. This is where our research, which is more specific to me, comes into play here. There's a Hurt et al. Study from 2013 titled Personality Traits Associated with Occupational Burnout in ABA Therapists. In this, a sample of 113 therapists were taken, and they took 5 different tests, including the Burnout Inventory and the Big 5 personality trait test. And it was sort of meant to see what sort of personality traits lend themselves to be burnt out easier. And the results of this are very interesting. It shows that those high in neuroticism are shown to have positive correlations with more exhaustion and cynicism relating to their work, and negative with professional efficacy, feeling like they're confident in what they do at their job. This supports other research in the past that shows that neuroticism is the most significant factor among the big five to cause burnout in workers. Finally, extroversion and conscientiousness were both positively correlated with professional efficacy, but negatively with cynicism. So those who were extroverted and more conscientious felt more confident in themselves and didn't feel the need to be cynical towards those at their job. So, now that we know this and what causes burnout, what are some possible solutions that I have used and in a more broad context can be used when feeling bogged down by your job? Some individual methods that I have worked on personally are focused meditation, sort of practicing more mindfulness, maybe breathing techniques. Breathing techniques are very helpful in moment to moment bouts of stress because you're able to calm yourself down in that moment, and it doesn't take a lot. You might just need to sit down and practice some breathing. Also, allowing for proper downtime at the end of the day and evaluation of your needs and your stress and how you're doing with it is very important. Some organizational methods of dealing with worker stress and burnout is a discussion with your supervisors, in my case, senior behavior technicians, taking sort of a mentoring standpoint where I can learn from those who have dealt with this stress and how I can deal with it better. Reducing hours to allow for balance and quality of work to stay consistent is important. And at the end of the day, if you need to reevaluate your position at a job, maybe take some time off, which is what I've been doing, that's important. At the end of the day, you are your most powerful investment, and you have to be good to yourself. So, here are my references. That just about does it for me. Thank you for listening. I really appreciate it. If anybody has any questions, I'd love to answer them. Please post it on the Week 9 discussion board. Thank you again.